Good morning, everybody, and happy CPI day. Happy CPI Thursday. My goodness, we are here. Holy smokes, we made it. If you're here with me either on YouTube or in Discord, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to Kyle, Rodrigo, Hangry Monkey. Good morning, Ben, Rui. Futures trading today. Good morning, Colin, Big G, Matthew, Gunky, Retberg. Morning, Turbo, DK, Travis, Malik, Midland Trader, Bobby, OEB, Ross, Travis, Chris, Liar, Driss, Rodrigo, Caesar, Turbo, Fishlips, Thomas. Good morning, Sunrise Driver, Rob, Tom, AU, Robert, Stress Free Trader. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Trend Friend. Good morning, Driss, Larry, SW Rookie 2299. Hey, good morning. Russell, Johan, Richard, Jim and stuff. Damon, Vinny, Rick, the Boondocks. Good morning, everybody. Morning, Cyrus. It is CPI day today, if you didn't know already. And this is going to be the biggest trading day of 2024 so far. This is going to be the one. This is going to be where we see the most volume for the entire year so far. This is where we're going to see a lot of volatility coming in. Good morning, Denise, Dylan, Turbo, Ross, Big Al, Marco, Raymond. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Hydroxide, Luck Stacking, Legendary. J Sim, Highlight Time. Good morning, Land Shark. Hey, Shorty, good morning. So we are going to see a lot of volatility today. And it is very important today to keep your head on a swivel. I can't say that enough. Keep your head on a swivel. So far, I haven't taken any trades. Sitting at $0 on the P&L here. I'm not going to trade my live account for the print, but I might trade it for the afterglow. For the print, I'm probably going to trade just an XFA. That's where my head's at right now. If we're looking at the charts here, this is what I've sketched up so far. This is what I Bob Ross this morning. So we have a bearish order block that is overhead right now. We have a big inefficiency below that. We have some equal lows here down at the bottom. We have some overhead supply that's resting right here that we've swiped a little bit above. And then we have a descending trend line here. So those are kind of the areas of interest that I'm watching. Of course, in these nice blue lines here, we have these Clubhouse levels. And then below that, we have a nice bullish order block. So let's talk about the CPI print. See how many folks we have in here so far. Look like we got 300 folks in here. Go ahead and smash that like button. Let's see if we can get up to 200 likes lickety split here. Want to get to 200 likes, we'll drop a poll, try to get that done before the CPI. CPI is going to be in 25 minutes here. 25 minutes till the CPI print. So let's get those likes up. 200 likes on the video. Let's get that done. Dylan says, blew my 2 XFAs. I got on Monday. If you remember, I got chopped the last 2 days just here for the knowledge. Shaking my head. Sorry about that, Dylan. Shake it off. You know, that's a great thing. Think about it. The great thing about trading on Top Step and using those XFAs is that you didn't have to lose your own money, right? You had to just lose the fee to buy those XFAs, which is relatively cheap because the drawdown you get is much more than what you're paying for those fees. So if you think about it that way, hey, that's a win in my books. The fact that you didn't have to blow your own money and lose your own money in the market, always a good thing, right? You draw the blocks in the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, these so far, we're all in the 15-minute here. These are all the 15-minute time frames here. 15-minute inefficiency, 15-minute order block. And the bearish order block, I believe, yeah, that was also 15-minute. But that's what I'm looking for. Going back to the 5-minute here. That's what I'm going to be looking for. What I'd really like to see is a drawback down towards these equal lows. There's a couple different scenarios. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But for the CPI, here's what we're looking at right now. The projections for December, the expected monthly increase is at 0.2%. That's the consensus right now. And the prior was plus 0.1%. So we're expecting the month over month to be hotter, right, for the CPI. But the annual rate projection is expected to be 3.2%, which is up from 3.1%. So 10 basis points hotter there. Again, 10 basis points, not that crazy, right? But the core is what we're looking at. The core, the annual core inflation, that's the one we're looking at. The last read on the annual core inflation was 4.0%, 4% flat. And so what we're looking at for the estimate right now is 3.8%. That's what we're pricing in, right? So The analysts basically put out some reports. This is all for December's data, mind you. So this is a little bit in the rear here, obviously. And the analysts right now, we're talking about the analysts that had the reports on November for the November report. The headline inflation fell for the November report, but core inflation remained higher than what the Fed's target was. And so if we have annual inflation coming lower, the month over month increase shouldn't matter all that much. But here's the thing, we can get a crazy print where the monthly CPI comes in lower, right? If the monthly CPI comes in lower, which I don't think that it's going to happen. And then the core inflation also comes lower, right? Imagine the monthly core and the annual core come in lower. The market should rip on that because then the Fed has a lot less to do. However, here's one thing I want to talk about. The Fed has really not, they've been kind of sidestepping this discussion. John Williams spoke yesterday, right? The one thing that stood out to me, we were talking about this in the Discord when he was speaking, the market dropped on his commentary, but it was just kind of a flush down and we recovered towards the close. But his commentary was, it was really interesting because he really was harping on, the one thing he said was it's too premature to consider rate cuts. So he didn't really say why, but they've not really been pointing towards the core inflation metrics right now. They're sort of saying employment is more important. We have jobless claims coming out as well alongside the CPI today, right? We're going to have the continuing and initial jobless claims out at the same exact moment. So if we get the confluence across the board where all of the prints are very good news for the Fed. Right now, the money markets are pricing in, I think it was like a 5% chance of a cut, 2.6% chance of a cut in January, which is fine. In March, we're looking at a 69% chance of a cut. And then in May, we're looking at basically a 58.3% chance of 2 cuts. But still, we're looking at a 97% chance of a pause for the meeting that is coming in the next 20 days, right? The January 31st meeting. And so when you had John Williams speaking yesterday, I was really keen on I was very interested in what he had to say. And what really stuck out to me was, they're saying we're focusing on achieving the 2% inflation target, but they're still kind of echoing the same sentiment where they're all saying, oh, it's too premature. They're trying to be very hawkish, right, in their statements. And so if we have anything that sort of ruffles those feathers or rustles those jimmies, we'll have a little bit of a chance where we'll have a lot of these players who've been sitting on the sidelines. What's really interesting, if you look at the options strike prices, right? If you look at the options market right now, and you're looking at the strikes that are outside of, let's say, I think about a 7-point range in the SPY. If you're looking at those, there's not a lot of activity in those contracts, which means that the market participants are either waiting or they're just not even willing to price it in, right? It's something like a 0.7% chance up or down of volatility. The range is 0.7% up or down, right? If you're looking at the options contract pricing. Good morning, Hydroxide. Good morning, Savage. Good morning, Zone Scalper. Good morning. Good morning. Draw in 15-minute time frame and enter trade in 5-minute. Is it? Yeah, you could do that as well. That's perfectly fine to do. Numbers are the catalyst for this push. I will long right after the first trap lower. Hopefully 48.10 or 15. That's my take. Yeah. So, we have a lot of concerns right now over these signals being misleading, right? Various reports are suggesting that the recent inflation decreases might be misleading. And that was another thing that John Williams said yesterday when he was speaking. It was, I want to go back to what I had from my notes here. Let me see. I had a bunch of notes that I had on his speech yesterday, on his Q&A specifically. Let me bring that up here. Looking for these. Okay, so here we go. In his Q&A, he said rate cut prospects are tied to how the economy performs, and the speed of rate cuts depends on the economy. So again, this CPI print, if it comes in across the board alongside jobless claims, if the CPI came in cooler and we had people in work showing that we have still a strong jobs market, that's another thing that could really pump up the markets here. Now, again, we talked about this yesterday on the stream. There's a lot of folks, market makers, there's a lot of people, institutional bankers, a lot of people who run large funds that use these types of volatility events to sort of use it as a smokescreen to achieve what they're trying to achieve. So when you're looking at something like this, you can have a lot of these players stepping in and just using this as an excuse to make a move. And it was, Leo said the same thing here in chat. They're using this as a catalyst for whatever reason, and it really doesn't matter what the data comes in at. Because if we're already aggressively pricing this in, the only thing that could change is that if this comes in way hotter than expected. If CPI comes in way hotter than expected, we could still get a dump. But again, if we got that dump, let's just say that we had an extreme dump here. I'll go down a little bit. Let's just say that we had an extreme dump. We're at 17,000 right now. So let's say, this isn't an extreme dump because we're up so much, but let's just say we came all the way down here, right? But then we have people kind of finding excuses to say, well, these are value prices right here. And so we're going to start taking that back long and we're going to grind back up all day. What I'd really like to see on a clean print is a dip below these equal lows, which is very, very little range, and some collection of some bids. And then we just scream to the top side here and we break up through that level. That's what I'd like to see. And based on, the flows from overnight, that appears to be what it's looking like here. Now, if you're trading this in your futures account, whether you're trading on Top Step or a live account or whatever the case, you have to remember that the way that this is going to print, even if you have a stop in place, it can stop you out way further away from where you're expecting. So if you have a trade on in this and you're trading any type of size, I'm saying even one mini, 10 micros, 5 micros, whatever the case, if you're trading a mini, expect that you can possibly lose your account because the stop might just get blown through. So have that expectation on the table that if you're going to trade this print, you are accepting the fact that you might lose an account or lose more money than you're expecting. I'm going to probably trade an XFA. Like I said, I'd like to be positioned before the print. I'm leaning towards the long side for this just based on the overnight flows. Yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble. If I don't get that print on in time, there's a chance I'd probably miss what the print is going to be. So I'm trying to see if there's an opportunity in the next 10 minutes or so where this will draw down towards, these equal lows that we're looking at here. But just keep in mind that if you're trading this, you must assume the risk mentally right now, where if you are going to trade this, think about it that no matter what you trade, and I'm not trying to put negativity in the air, no matter what you trade, think about it that I'm losing money when I put this on. You don't go to, you don't put risk on and then think that you're only going to win. If you're going to assume risk in this trade, you have to think about what is your ultimate downside. And even if you have a stop in place, then it's pretty likely that that stop's going to get blown through. Now, the one thing that is interesting here is that we had this overhead supply area. We've kind of wicked above it here, and we found some sellers right before this inefficiency area. This, you could call it fair value gap. This is inefficiency, right? So we tapped to the underside of that zone, which is right above our overhead supply here, and we wicked above that. We have not encroached below those equal lows. So again, if you're trading this and you're running a very tight stop, let's just say you're long from somewhere in this area and you have your stop towards these equal lows, they could easily sweep down here below these equal lows, gather some bids, and then take it to the north side. And this can happen in a flash, in less than 5 seconds, right? And so there's a lot of things on the table that can be happening for this. You want to be very, very cautious if you're going to trade this. I'm assuming that if I'm trading an XFA in this, I'm going to trade one of my XFAs that has about $2,000 left worth of drawdown. So if I end up getting tagged for $2,000, I'm going to lose that account. And that's kind of the risk that I've assumed on that. I'm not going to be trading my live account on this because I think it's probably a little bit too risky. And I want to maintain as much balance as I can in the live account. The benefit of me trading my XFAs is that if I do well on my XFAs, I can take that money and push it into my live account and have a higher balance on my live account and potentially take bigger size and have larger trades. Looks like you're streaming from the Steam room. There's a lot of commentary about that for some reason. I think that you have to change your quality settings on YouTube. It's if you change it to 1080p, it works great. Rib, so when you get moved to a live account, you can still have 3 XFAs. That's correct. Yeah, right now I have 2 XFAs, and I took a max loss earlier in this week. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I took a max loss here live on stream on one of my XFAs. So that reduced the balance down a little bit. And so I have 2. I can trade combines to get a third. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And the way that I manage my risk on these is that my live account is for my most confident trades. My XFAs are used for pretty confident trades, but I'm not willing to take them on my live, and the combines are taken for trades that I still believe in. I'm not taking trades that I don't believe in, but trades that I'm not willing to put real money in the risk there. All the new peeps don't appreciate the mood lighting. Hey, I like my trading office here. It's nice and calm. The lighting in here is just nice and calm, and I really appreciate it. It's the lighting in your camera making it look like you're glowing. It's not the quality setting that's due to your camera light sound. Hey, sometimes we like to glow up here. Travis says, hey, Ribs, I concur. We've seen it before when the bullish orders are placed below retail stops before it blasts in either direction. If you're new to trading and have Combine or XFA, be cautious. Yeah, so if again, I want to say this very loud and clear while everybody's sort of coming in here. By the way, smash that lucky like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Did we get to 200 likes yet? Oh my goodness, we got 600 folks in here. We're at 163 likes. We're lacking a little bit. Let's get up to 200 likes here. Hoping to glow up an account today, not blow up. Yeah, same here. So again, assume the risk, right? Assume the risk that if you are trading this print, there we go, 200 likes, just like that. You guys are smashing it. I love that. All right, will CPI drive the market up or down today? Up, down, oops. And then we'll do unchanged. There we go. There's the poll for YouTube. Let's see how well you folks do on this one today. You folks have been really, really strong in it. Yeah, it's just a look. I'm for it. I own my own video production photography company. Hey, cool. Yeah, so if you're giving me kudos on the look, I appreciate that. That means we got a professional in here. I love that. At what time is the CPI? In about 13 minutes here. 13 minutes, 12 minutes, coming in hot. So does the ES move basically the same as the NQ during the CPI? Yes, it should. I mean, if we had some wild divergence, I would be shocked. I mean, that's like a 0.001% chance. I would be shocked. They're going to move in tandem with one another, almost certainly, right? Adrian says CPI is going to be 3.3%. Mark this. Yeah, I mean, I think that that would be, is that for the annual rate projection or the annual core inflation forecast? Which one are we looking at here? Because they're two entirely different numbers. If you're looking at the annual rate projection, that's 20 basis points hotter than what it was last read, which was 3.1%. So I could see that, I could see that for sure. Will the $7 still be available for next week? Yes, of course. Absolutely. No stress on that. And yeah, we want to have people in here that, they want to be here. There's no pressure. If you want to be here, you want to be here. Do I trade US 30? No, I trade NQ. I trade NQ right now. That's what we focus on trading here for the time being. There might be a time when we switch on over to the ES, but for the time being, I am trading NQ. So we're at 17,010 right now. I want to use a stop that would be right around 90. That'd be 20 handles. I'd be risking about $400. I think I might actually just put in a long here, to be honest with you, and then have a stop risking about $400 on that, 20 handles lower. I mean, I was really hoping that we'd break below 17,000, but that's kind of where my head's at right now. What happened with you yesterday on Top Step TV? I thought you were on. Nope, today, Thursday and Friday. I'm on today and I'm on tomorrow as well. So today I'm on an hour before Power Hour and during the Power Hour session as well. So Thursday, that's today. You're a brave soul. Yeah, I mean, there's a big potential upside. If I'm risking 400, the upside potential could be as high as, could be making 4-1, 5-1 on this. I mean, this print could send this market in an extreme fashion. So we are at the 8:20 time spot here. We do have a liquidity injection coming in about 5 minutes. I'm going to try to temper my expectations and wait for that. Does anybody have a trade on right now? MP loves rips, bromance. Yeah, I'll be trading with MP either today or tomorrow or both days, but definitely tomorrow. 100% I'm trading with MP tomorrow for the morning session. I'm going to stream here for an hour for the Friday session with all of us together. And then I'm going to skitter on over to the Top Step TV channel and I'm going to be trading with them live. So, yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Whose heart is excited for that? Yeah, it definitely gets the blood pumping, right? All right, I'm going to put on a lot long here. Go over to my Ninja Trader, hide my P&L, and then my total P&L. And then I'm going to put this a touch below equal lows at 88. So that is going to be a risk there of, let's see, $445 on this trade. So that's what I'm risking on this trade. There's a very good chance I could get swept and stopped out, and then this thing just runs. I'm assuming that risk. That's totally fine. It is what it is. And again, I'm fully accepting that I might lose well more than $400. This could literally print straight at 920. It could print 920. The first thing it prints is 920, and then I lose, I lose $2,000. I'm assuming that anything can happen on this, but I'm accepting the risk. And if I end up hitting the loss on this, then I'll move on to either trading a combine, or if the look is really readable, then I'll look at possibly flipping on over into my live account. Got a small long in ES. Target is 841.5 all-time high with 10-point stop loss. You can trade micros to make a decent gain. That's a great point there, Spartan. Absolutely. So yeah, we have, again, jobless claims and CPI all coming out simultaneously here. It should be a very exciting day. Should be a very exciting print, and we'll be trading it together here, and it's going to happen in about 8 minutes. So assume your risk before your trade goes on. Understand that even if your stop loss is set at a certain amount, you could get swept out for much more. This is going to be extremely volatile. They might sweep stops before, but I'm banking on the fact that there's a good chance that we could just start ripping straight up to the top side, and there's not going to be a lot of liquidity to the top side, so we'll just be ripping. But, could be absolutely wrong on that. Happy to be wrong. But this is the risk that I'm assuming here. I find news plays often spike the other direction while we wait for the print. I'll fade that spike with a micro just because. I like that. It's a cool strategy. Ribs, thoughts about the spike high at the 983 level. Going to put my stop just below that. 983. I'm looking here. Oh, this one over here. Wait, where are we looking here? 983. Maybe 993. Is that what we're looking at? Maybe the 993 level. Perhaps. But good luck to everybody out there who's going to be trading this. Good luck to everybody out there. I hope everybody has whatever trade they have on. I hope it all works out for everybody. Let's see, 983. Oh, that one. Okay, so we're looking at probably this guy right here. That one right there. Yeah, there we go. 983. I mean, that's actually not a bad idea. Maybe we can bring our stop to 981, and that would be risking, let's see, how much more? Let's see how much more risk that assumes. So that would be $585. I'll go for it. Sending y'all good vibes listening while driving my son to surgery. Oh my goodness. Prayers up for dude here in chat. Prayers up. Hopefully nothing too bad, too tragic. Big players sitting on 48.30 and 48.25. Yeah, I think that order book is going to clear out pretty quick. I really do. Another thing that you could do, another play that you could do is that you can put a limit order, and this is a little bit tricky because you can get swept both ways. But you can put a buy limit order with an ATM strategy attached to it, up above here, up above 1750, a buy order above that. So it fills if it goes up. And then if you get continuation on that play, it'll be fine. And then to the downside, you could put a sell limit order with an ATM strategy attached, perhaps below the 980 level. And then if it gets swept down, you're short. So that's another play that you can do if you're feeling a little bit frisky, right? If you're feeling a little bit frisky. Easy E asked long or short. So the way that you can tell is the green means I'm long. And if that box is red, not my P&L, but the one right there, that means I'm one lot long. And then that's my average right there at 10 and a quarter, 17,010 and a quarter. Gold coin just rocketed. Yeah. The other thing that's on the table today is the 30-year auction. It's the first 30-year auction. It's a reopening of the 30-year. So that's going to be an extreme one as well. We're inside 5 minutes now, folks. Inside 5 minutes. So again, that's another strategy that you can employ if you want to have a resting limit order up here with an ATM strategy attached that will take you long. If it ticks that level, you could try that as well. And because you have an ATM strategy attached to it, it will automatically stop you out if it whips up and stops back. So I do think, however, there's going to be an excuse for the market to grind higher. If we do have a flush today, and then the read is bad, I think that we will flush down to an area where we'll base out and then we'll continue to grind higher for the rest of the day. Be placing limit orders before it happens actually get filled properly. If you guess right and it pops 20 handles instantly, They should if it's an MIT order, market if touched. Why am I choosing long rips? Just based on the order flow from this morning, just what I was watching there. And again, I'm having my stop placed well below those equal lows in case they sweep that. So I'm expecting anything here. Anything is possible, but I am leaning pretty bullish on this print. I'm leaning towards the bull side on this. And if I get stopped out and I lose money on this, hey, so be it. I've assumed that risk. Sending luck to trading Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I mean, that's another strategy you could try, is try and place those limit orders and see if that works out there. So what would we like to see full screen here? Would we like to see my Ninja Trader? Would we like to see Bookmap? Would we like to see Trading View? What would you folks like to see? What would you folks prefer? My underwear. Yeah, okay. I don't know about that one. We can do Bookmap and NT. Okay, so we'll do this. And I'm going to scroll way out of Bookmap here because this is going to get wild. This is going to get wild. Woke up pretty sick this morning, so I'll just hang out today. I'm sorry to hear that, Pyro. Hopefully you don't have what I had. It was not a lot of fun. So we just ran into that overhead supply area again, and we sold off into that overhead supply area. So if we break above that, we're going to pop some stops. So let's see if we can get this print to work in our favor here. We have about 800 of you folks in here. Let's make sure we smash that lucky like button. If we get to 400 likes, we'll stream through the open today. I think they'll swipe lows before going up. I agree. I think they will too. I'm just hoping that our stop is in a place where they don't get us. And they could get us, and that would be that. So if they do and it comes back up, I'm going to try to be quick draw McGraw, but anything could happen. This is a very risky play. This is a very risky thing to do, but I'm assuming the risk that I'm taking here. Could you set the candles a little far? Yeah, from the price number here. Let me do that. That's always a request that I get. But we'll have to see here. We'll have to see how this works out. Just got over some food poisoning, man, and I'll never eat Burger King again. I'm sorry to hear that. Super sorry to hear that. All right, 90 seconds, folks. 90 seconds. Get excited. Get excited. If we go higher immediately, does that mean we can sell off during the rest of the day? Possibly, but I mean, it's going to be very difficult. Supply is limited right now to the top side, so there's a good chance that we would just go higher. Yeah, get ready for some lag as well. It's going to be, this is the biggest print of the year so far, so this is going to be a wild one. Just hoping that we don't get stopped out here. We are perking up here, starting to really jump up here. Oh my goodness, we're inside 40 seconds, folks. 45 seconds. Good luck to everybody out there. Good luck. Good luck. See how this plays out here. Good luck, everybody. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Here it comes, folks. Here it comes. Good luck, everybody. Stopped out. 0.3%. Let's see if they're sweeping these lows here. Watching. So it is higher than expected, hotter than expected. So that didn't work out exactly how we wanted it, but seeing if we have a re-entry here. Jobless claims at 202,000, so lower than expected there. Seeing if they're basing this out at all at this 55 shelf. Watching. So big swipe down there to the 60s. Now we're trading below 50s here. So that is the headline CPI accelerating for the first time in 3 months. But I want to see if we base out here. We're still holding above 48.15, I believe. Yeah, in the S&Ps. Can we hold above these 50s? Watching here. Just seeing if we have any kind of bid support showing up. It still is dumping here. We're back below 48.15 in the S&Ps. The low that I think that we could hit would be as low as 910. If we start flushing through that, we have room all the way down to 885. So watching this here, bit of sell side. Seeing if we retake these 20s here. I'm going to try a short here. We didn't retake 20s. Watching these 10s now. We're coming up at 48.05 in the S&Ps. I want to see if we are weak below 20s here. Adding into that, we're weak below the 10s. You have to be careful if this bases out. So we're right below 900s. I want to see if we actually get sellers through 900s here. Remember, we have room down to 885 if we flush 900s. Watching for a weak bounce here. Flushing 900s. Trying to cover one here on the bid. Covered two. Final lot on here. Gonna move my stop just above break even. Stopped out there. Okay, so we actually got profitable. We're back in the profit there. We're up $28. So we recovered our loss from that initial sweep down. Scalp that towards the lows. We almost hit 885. So I'm watching for selling pressure to continue here. So managed our risk effectively on that. Even though we took a loss on that first trade, we managed ourselves back out of this, getting that short there. So let's see if we gathered enough liquidity now to take this back to the long side here. Are we going to hold 20s? That's what we're watching. We are back above 48.05 now. We are holding 20s for now. I'm taking one lot long here. Seeing if we get back above the 8:30 a.m. VWAP. I want to see our encroachment above 40s. That's where I get long and strong. Still just holding one lot here, seeing how we interact around the 20s. If this is a weak bounce, we'll get out of this position, but now we are careening up towards the 40s. So watching here. Looking if we get back above these 35s. I'm adding in a second lot for this encroachment above 40s now. We have to be on guard on this trade here. Be very, very quick to flush back down. Going to move my stop actually to right about 21 3/4 here. Nice push back up. We reclaimed 40s. Watching now above the 50s. Nice push back above 50s here. Adding into that because 50s are weak. Looking for 60s now. Very, very nice. Peeling off two. Taking off one more. Very, very nice reaction on that above 50s there. Going to move my stop to the 40 3/4 just in case, protecting the rest of our profits here. I want to see us reclaim 60 now. That's what I'm looking for. Reclaims on the 60 is going to be super hot for us. Big sellers stepping in around 50, but we're absorbing them. So this is just, honestly, I think we are going to return this entire move. If we can get strong here in the quickness above the 60s, we'll jam right up 40 points, right up to 17,000. So that's what I'm looking for. Strong reclaim above the 60s here. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. We'll refresh and we'll have to see. So watching here, do we reclaim these 50s now? A lot of exchange going on here. Watching here above 50s now. Still not enough absorption there at 45s now. So they tagged me right at below the 40s there. So again, that's going to bring us up a little bit there. We're currently up $686. Very, very nice. How you folks doing out there in the YouTube chat, in the Discord? Is everybody doing well out there? How's everybody doing? Big W for Grateful Trader. Give it up. Let's go, Grateful Trader. Watching here. Now we reclaim 55s, watching up towards 60 now. We do have some buyers stepping up on the tape. Again, I want to see 60 reclaimed with quickness here. Take another lot long here. We're actually above 60s. We have room all the way up to 75. If 75 is received with thinness to the top side, we will jam right up through 17,000 here. So running this up one lot here, watching right around 70. Some sellers are stepping in, but they're kind of weak. Watching on this pullback here. They're not pulling this back down to 60 flat yet. We're back above 48.20 as well on the E-mini. So watching here. Our stop's right at 51 1/4 now. See if we hold 60s. If we hold 60s, good chance we jettison right through 70s here. Watching these 60s now. Volume still holding for us. Nice push up there through the 70s. Watching a 75 snap and reclaim here. Adding into that, a little bit of selling right there, up to 75. But I think we get right through this player now. Watching here up to 75. Somebody's capping off those 70s, pretty harsh. Watching here. Yeah, somebody front running those 70s now. Seeing if we hold 60s. Adding into that, they are jumping this up towards 70. I want to get through this player who's front running this 70 right now. That's my goal here. So a little front running through the 70s. See what this retracement is here. What we're looking for. So we're still not even 50% of the way there. Stopped out on that one. Taking a loss. We came up towards those 70s. I want to see 75 snap through. So I'm looking for us to base out here anywhere between 50s and 40s. Watching here at the 50s. Adding into that, we're holding 50s still. Watching for the swipe above 60s now. A little pullback in the ES, but I'm watching if we can reclaim 55 here. A little bit weaker than I want to see. Watching here at 40s, low 40s here. I want to see a reclaim back into the 50s here. Do have a little bit of liquidity resting below us here. Stopped out there. So coming back down, we didn't even retrace. We retraced basically to 50% of the move there. And we're showing a little bit of weakness. Now we're getting that violence to the downside here. My goodness. ES very, very heavy here. We tacked below 48.15 now. I want to see how we're received here at the 30s. Watching here. So back above 48.15 here. Grateful Trader says, do I got to make 6,100? Yeah, that's because you made a little bit more profit. You have to make $100 extra. Okay, seeing how 30s are holding here. A little bit of a pullback, right to about 23% here on this retracement. So we're going back weak into the 30s here. This is right at that retracement, 23.236 retracement here. We're holding these 30s. We want to get above 42. So we are kind of chopping around here. If this is a weak bounce, I want to take this short for the break of 30s. If we base out here, I'm looking for longs above 45. So watching here on this reaction. Gathering some liquidity right below 30s again. Watching if we're weak below the 30s or if this is just a draw of liquidity to take us a leg higher than possibly encroach back above 75. Yeah, right now we're kind of, we're just gathering a lot of bid side liquidity. A lot of shorts are covering here right below these 30s. So this is where I'm watching for. I'm taking that short here. We're confidently flushing now below the 30s. And a little bit of a liquidity draw there. I'm going to take a breather. I definitely want to reposition myself. I have a better read on the market here. This is what it looks like, by the way, on TradingView. This is what we're looking at over here. Pass my combine. Let's go. Nice work there, Grateful Trader. Nicely done. All right, so we had a sweep of liquidity below those 30s. We're kind of meandering between those 30s and 40s right now. Basically a 20 handle range. I do want to look at trying this again long if we're going to be basing out here at these 30s. Definitely hit my 3K limit on one account, but up 800 on one and 1,700 on another one. Nice work there. So watching here, seeing whether or not this is basing out here around these 30s. Want to see this above the VWAP strong here. I'm going to take this long. I'm going long there. 3 lots long, 3 contracts rather. Encroaching back above these 50s here. Just seeing if this is a draw in liquidity, if we can confidently get above this 0.382 retracement at 55. A lot of overhead supply here. Adding into that 6 lots now. Looking for this 55 to give out to the top side. $55 is pulling right now. Still very strong above 55, going 3 more lots here for the encroachment into 60s. I'm going to cover that there. Not doing what I want. Looking for that encroachment over the 60s there. Was looking for that pop from the 60s straight up into 75. But definitely had a little bit too much size there. There's a big seller that stepped in right at 60s. So we have to be cognizant of that. So right now we have made a lower low here on this little bit of pattern. Watching here at 48.15 now. If we flush this 48.15, definitely will look to try this short. See if they're taking these 40s or not. We are just kind of snaking around here. Taking that short here. Looking for the break of 30 to the downside. Adding in for 6. Looking for a 30 snap. Little liquidity there at 35s. I'm covering that there. We're just getting rinsed around here, unfortunately. Getting rinsed at every top and bottom right now. So we're going to have to just wait, I think, until the open here. Unfortunately. Just getting just chopped around, up and down and up and down. So it's very, very choppy. I didn't expect that we wouldn't get this lack of confluence on this print here. I didn't think that we'd actually have that much of a choppy range here after this much chop around. So we will have to see here. Again, the levels that I'm watching here, we're looking for 75 to take. We're looking for, up here, we're looking for that 55% retracement, that 50% retracement rather, up at 974, which is right around that 975. But yeah, this is extremely choppy here. We're just getting caught off guard here and on the wrong side of every single print. On the wrong side of every single extension here. So still rinsing around here, still rinsing around. We are back above 48.15 in the S&Ps. So this is a big area here where this was a bullish order block that we had. So if we retake this bullish order block, we find some bids that are firming up here. Like I said, there's a good chance that we'll blow right through that 75 area. It's just been tough to read this because it's just been so choppy. So inflation data is high. Why not dump? What is holding the market? Or I read it wrong. No, you didn't read it wrong. I just think that the market's looking for an excuse to grind higher here. On that short that I just took for that extension down below 30, I was looking for that to basically just sweep down to that sort of right below 900 level. So it was looking more for a scalp. I'm not looking to hold that type of trade all day. And we're just looking to break those weak lows of 30, but you know, we didn't get it on that one. I was short on the CPI data, felt it was front running, and we could see major low, and we did. Nice work there, Grateful Trader. Very, very nice. So again, we assumed the risk that we're taking before we put any of these trades on. We know that we have a good chance that we can be wrong on these types of prints or wrong on these types of trades. So we're definitely assuming the risk on all of this stuff. You don't want to put on any trades that you're willing to not take losses on. You never ever want to put on a trade where you're going to potentially take losses on it. You don't ever want to put on a trade and think, oh, there's no way that I'm going to ever not lose this print or not lose this trade. There's always going to be an open door for losses there. All right, we're watching here around 9:45. The 8:30 a.m. VWAP is right between 42 and 45 here. Watching here right at the VWAP. Only down to $50 on 2 one-lot trades. There you go, Turbo. That's the way to do it. Yeah, we came right below those 900s. We swept right below those 900s, and we were looking really, really strong in that. But unfortunately, we just got smoked on that one, unfortunately. So watching here, the 50s, this is where most of the volume has been contracted on the sprint. This is where the point of control is now moved to. So most of the volume here kind of between the 40s and the 65 range. So I'm waiting for some type of breakdown or breakout from this range that we can tag something short or long here. Dylan says, still up on my 3-lot long from 893. Nice work there. So watching this kind of pull back, testing these 40s again. We are 10 minutes from the top of the hour right now. 10 minutes from the top of the hour. Back below 40s here. Testing these 30s again. 30s are holding up for now. How would I, as a total noob, have caught that drop? What indicators did you use for that? Well, you know, we were immediately flushed out on our long. We had a long that we had a stop on. That stop got tagged, and then it was just watching the price action and joining the momentum there to the downside. And that's what we got to the downside, but then we got chopped up after that. And so we gave back our profits and then a little bit more. So unfortunate. Yeah, right now, very, very wicky. I think that we'll see some liquidity coming in right at the top of the hour here. Probably want to be hands off potentially until the open here. That's what I'm thinking now. So we are about 10 minutes until 9 a.m. I'm going to take my first restroom break right now, and I'll be right back with you folks in about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, we are back. Alrighty. So we are showing a little bit of weakness here below the 30s again. 9 a.m. liquidity will be coming in 5 minutes here. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure you slam that lucky like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the stream. So definitely taking some losses here to start our day. We're looking to see if we have any injection of liquidity right around the 9 a.m. hour. We retraced that move about 50%, and we are coming back down now. We are showing some weakness. So watching here, I want to see if this low can get taken out. We're back below the lows on the S&Ps here as well. Well, the 48.15 level that I'm tracking. 5 minutes before 9 a.m., a little bit of volatility coming in. Good morning. Do you draw the boxes on your chart? Does an indicator show those? Yeah, I draw those. I painted those myself. So watching here, just watching around. Point of control is rested right up between 50 and 60 right now. Congratulations to anybody who caught this on the short side. Beautiful dump to the short side. The bathroom rip-up didn't work this time. No, not this time. We didn't have any kind of bathroom rip-up this time. So I'm watching here at these 30s, seeing if we're rejecting. I kind of want to put on a trade pre-9 a.m. print, but I'm going to try to be patient for it. So we'll have to see. Why you choose the momentum scalp instead of the style you teach in the order block webinar? Isn't it more simple and less stress to execute rips? I love momentum trading, especially on newsprints. And so when we have a newsprint like this is ideally what I want to be trading. I want to be trading this momentum style. Unfortunately, you're going to have days where it didn't work out. Today was one of those days. It's going to happen. Like I said, we talked about it early before we even put a trade on, that we're managing the idea that we could potentially lose some accounts, lose some money. It's something that is on the table. So I'm watching here at these 20s. Right now, S&Ps are still holding. The Mag 7 is kind of holding a little bit up here. The only one that's really dumping down super hard is Tesla. Let's see what the money markets are saying right now. I'm curious about this. Yeah, we're still holding right above these 20s for now. 9 a.m. liquidity coming in about 2.5 minutes here. Can you explain the point of control? Point of control is basically where all of the volume has been contracted for the current session or day or wherever you're tracking your point of control from. So it's trying to base out here at the 20s, but if these 20s give, we do have some room to the downside here. Big sellers stepping in. I'm going to join that sell side here. I want to see this remain weak below the 20s. Keep in mind, we do have a liquidity injection coming in about 2 minutes here. L short is short from 32. Good luck to you. 20s are still showing a little bit of weakness, but I think that we'll see the injection of liquidity kind of give us the tell on things here. I still think that we will base out at some point today and either give back the entire move or grind higher today, even though the print was not favorable. I still think that is definitely on the table for us today. Okay, 15s are lost there. We are below 48.10 now. A lot of bidders are stepping up, and this is why I say there's a good chance that we can grind higher. This could be a ton of liquidity that's just being gathered here at the lows. We gathered a lot of liquidity from 910 all the way down to 885 or so, 895. So good chance that we can continue to entertain that liquidity lower. There we go. 910 is flushing now. Watching here on the S&Ps, we're coming up to a big point of contention. That 48.05 level is a huge point of contention there. I want to see if we retake 15s at all here. Keep in mind, we're 1 minute away from the volatility injection. About 1 minute away. So this thing can shoot straight up, right? So we want to be on guard for that. Sue John brings up a good point. He says, he or she says, if you were a market maker, what would you do to wreck everyone? And that's generally where your mindset wants to be. And I'm also watching for, absorption of liquidity down in these levels. So watching here at 910, seeing if we have any kind of pullback above 910 here. If it's weak, I want to add to the position. Adding 2 more lots here for a blowback below 900 now. Still a lot of absorption going on here, but this is a huge point of contention in the S&P here. So there's your 9 a.m. liquidity. Watching here if we actually break 900s here. Some big sellers. There's so much absorption going on to the counterparty of these sellers, so that's why I'm a little bit weary to trust this thing to the short side here. A lot of absorption coming in. Right below 900, there's a lot of orders stacked up as well. We need to flush below 4805 in the S&Ps. I might actually move my stop pretty close to this one in case we whip right back up. And I can get more aggressive with my ads if that's the case. Heading over to Top Step over, it's going to be at an hour before power hour, so 2 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm trading power hour at 3 p.m. as well. Yeah, there's a lot of basing out going on at this level here. Stopped out there. Yeah, there's a lot of basing out that's going on right pre-900s there. Kind of want to actually take this long, to be honest with you. There's a lot of selling going on, but the counterparties of those sellers are absorbing a lot of this sell side pressure. I'm going to try a long here, 2 lots long. Move my stop to right about 906 and a quarter. I want to get aggressive if we retake the 20s here. Sue John says, from my side, assuming market being bullish, I will take 835 high around open or at open, run low once more during 930 to 10 and then run higher. Yeah, I still think that we grind higher today. That's the overarching thing that I believe, that we would grind higher. Watching these 20s here. This is going to tell us whether or not we get a leg higher to the 30s. Okay, so we blew through the 20s there. Popping some stops. Watching closely here. Yeah, tech just doesn't really look weak off that print. It really doesn't look all that weak. See if we get a drawback to 15s or so. Okay, we're drawing to the 15s here. If we have any kind of strength showing up, I want to add here. Volume coming down a little bit slightly here. So VWAP I have, let's see here. VWAP is all the way up at 981 right now. The one I'm tracking. So we'll see if these 15s can hold it all. Adding in 2 more lots because 15's a little bit, they're not too weak, but they aren't holding super strong. But it's worth 2 more lots for me. See if we get back above these 20s. Can we take out the 25s now? Adding into that there's a huge bidder showing up there at 17.5. So let's see if we can retake 30s now. 30s are a big level here. Watching this encroachment on the 30s now. We have room, again, up to 55 here. There's a lot of liquidity resting at 55. Big bounce there from the S&Ps. Now, this is where we need to break above these 30s with confidence. There's a couple players that I'm seeing resting between 30 and 35 here. So wanting to see if we can base out, adding another 2 here because we're basing out just a touch. We're going to have liquidity stepping in about 10 minutes as well. A lot of machines will turn on then. So watching here. Right at these 20s, our 20s holding. And I want to see this jettison right through 30, 35, rip out all these players that are between basically 27.5 all the way up to 33 3/4. Watching here at 25. Nice. There's that push. There's that push. There we go. So we took out the player at 32. Nice strong push up towards that 32 player. So that's kind of what I wanted to see, but I want to see now continuation through this. Adding into that, going 10 lots long here. Looking for this perk above. See if we can let this trade play out on autopilot here. Big draw of liquidity to the top side. And we're still chopping around. The way that I trade is that I rely on having continuation in a lot of my trades here. So if we're not getting continuation quickly up towards, from that 32 player we snap through, getting that continuation up through 40, caution flag does tend to go out here. So watching here, if we're holding these 25s again, still perking up, still holding. Nice push up here. Yeah, we're still not getting it's not a smooth move to the upside. We're getting a lot of contention as we are moving up to the upside. There's a lot of players who are stuffing up on the offer here. So that's just kind of seeing, I'm watching the tape as it's unfolding here, watching to see if that's actually going to hold. If it does, confident in the position. If we get above, that there's a huge mess of players between 35 and 40 now. It will take a lot of liquidity to get through that. But again, so that's tempting for people too who had a short in this trade. If they were short from the top there, that's liquidity that they can cover into. So you want to keep that in mind that, if you're looking to cover, you can send in a market order and count on that liquidity that's resting between 35 and 40 right now to accept that liquidity and get you out of your trade if you're short. And potentially maybe you even want to flip long there. So that's what we're looking for. So looking up here, if we take out this player at 35 now, $30-year yield is up to 4.2% right now. So we're seeing the tail end of the curve perking up a little bit here as well. All right, watching to see if we can take out this player at 35 now. Okay, 35 encroached. They're moving their order up, which is somewhat, it's okay, but they're trying to tease liquidity higher here. So watching here up towards these 40s now. Still have about 13 minutes till we start to see some real machines turning on, a lot of liquidity providers turning on there. Rips, you use any custom automations on NT? I use it in an ATM strategy that's only 60 ticks to the downside, and that's it. And then I move my stop once my trade goes on there. So we are perking up. Let's see if we can swipe out this player at the 40s now. Still holding here. '40s are looking pretty strong here. We're snapping through that liquidity now. I want to probably add 2 lots here if we can. Looking for this 42.5 player to give out. I want to see us holding strong above 35. If we have any kind of drawdown, I would be strong above 35 here. So watching this. Adding into that for this breakup above 45 now, 12 lots long. Somebody's stuffing 42s. We had this happen to us a little bit earlier where somebody was stuffing those 42s again. Actually going to move my stop up now since we have had a nice little excursion here. There's a chance that it will flash back down, but I want to see us holding strong above 35s here. So watching 35s. Adding into that 14 lots long now. We held 35, looking for 45 encroachment now. Watching here. Looking up at this 40 player, they're kind of flashing around a bid, but the thing is that there are people swiping it. So I'm assuming that these are people who are covering their short. I still think that we get this grind all day mentality coming in. So watching this, if we get this break up through 45, I probably want to peel off some here into this 45 player. So watching up here right at 45. Somebody is front running those 45s as expected. But again, we get pretty chunky up towards these 50s. Let's watch here. I think we get chunky a little bit towards these 50s now. Okay, peeling off some right there. Taking off 4 more, leaving 6 as our runner. Filled 3 more, leaving 3 as a runner. Our stop is just below break even now. Anybody else catch that move there to the top side? I know we've been chopping around, but yeah, there we go, stopped out. Anybody catch that move to the top side there? Grinding back up towards 50. Hey, nice work. There you go. Very, very nice. Caught half of it. Very, very nice. Yeah, you know, the way that they're supporting it a little bit, they were doing it, these whole numbers that we're watching. It's just unfortunate that it came as late as it did. It does kind of bum me out a little bit. It's going to put us up on the day, though, $1,000. Does bum me out a little bit, but, you know, I really wish that we would have had, you know, a little bit more continuation on the first few trades that we were taking. We had that really nice long off the lows, but yeah, there you go. Holding a runner for a test of overnight range with a break-even stop. Good luck to you, Jonathan. Good lesson in emotional control on both sides of the trade. No, that wasn't in a live account, no. P&L is right here, $1,000. Seriously, hats off, man. Got a few wins there. 250 on the top sub account and $80 away from passing a 50K eval. Hey, there you go. Nice work. Still red, but a lot lighter in the red. Took a nice long with your guidance. Thanks, Rips. Hey, nice. Good work there, hydroxide. And again, this is, I think that we might actually give back the entire move and we might actually grind higher throughout the day here. So we'll have to see. It is, it's a super bummer though that we took those losses that we did early on. It seems to be entirely unnecessary. I'm just already thinking what I'm going to be journaling about that. But, you know, we do what we can, right? Definitely got chopped up there, but we do what we can. 99, nice work there. Hey, wow, look at that. What is that, $4,000 there? Way to go. No risk, no reward. That's right, exactly right. I thought for sure that when we were back in this area here, I thought for sure that we were going to tag those 75s. And it's just a shame that we got completely flushed on there. And sometimes, you know, I'm going to be wrong. You know, I'm going to have the wrong read on the market. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. But, you know, is what it is. And we live to trade another day. And we're doing what we can with what we have. During news events, do you normally hold for follow-throughs or lock gains quickly? It depends. The way that I was reading this move to the top side here, I thought for sure that we were going to give this back and then extend through the top of that wick. I thought absolutely for certain, because here's the deal. The volume profile, the way it's set up, 75 has a huge gap all the way up to 17,000 flat. There's a 25-point range gap. And if we blow through that, there's not going to be a lot of people supplying that. I'd be shocked if we saw that, right? So we come back up and we start testing 75. Let's see if that comes to fruition. But the way that I'm reading this right now is that if we broke this level when we were long here, if we broke that level to the top side and we start encroaching on 75 there, it's really going to start blowing through that level. But unfortunately, the 75s were getting front ran and defended, and then we had a massive flush to the downside there. So just the way it goes sometimes. Cheers, Ribs. I'm done for the day. W, nice work there, Caesar. Yep, just the way it goes sometimes. $99, you want to check out the webinars. That's the pin thread that I linked you to yesterday. Wasn't that a weird play for CPI, though, going to the top side, then just dropping? No, not really, because if they're taking the move to the downside, they're going to sweep high, and then they're going to gather liquidity to drop it low. And then what I think they're doing now is they're gathering, like we saw a lot of bids showing up there on that extension there. And again, I'm seeing more bids. Look at this, a lot of bids coming in. This is the quarter of the hour liquidity injection. We're going to have another one in about 10 minutes, if not 5 minutes, depending on, it's CPI now. So we have a lot of players that are trading this now. So yeah, we are kind of holding this for now. Luna is long still. Nice work there. So yeah, they drew this liquidity up above here. The high was 17,057. They drew the liquidity very, very high there. Let's see if we can bring in the volume here. So they drew liquidity right in this area here. That wick, they drew some liquidity and they sent it lower. And you can see right here, they've gathered most of the liquidity down here. And now that they've gathered all that liquidity, I think we're going to grind higher for the rest of the day. That's my read on things, at least. That's how I think it's going to play out. I'm going to try a one lot runner here with a very tight stop on this. And see if we can just run this one single contract for the majority of the day here. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. Just being able to run one single contract here through the open and just let it run. Just let it go. That would be ideal. But a good chance that we get stopped out on this, right? Good chance that we get stopped out. We have to assume our risk on this. Good chance that it sweeps low, stops us out, and then we miss the excursion. But that's the risk that we put on. Good morning, Rips. Good morning to everyone here. Hey, good morning, Omar. Good to see you. So yeah, back up to the top side, there's a lot of liquidity that you can see. Big liquidity resting in the zone. We came down, we washed down into this liquidity, big old wash down here. Came up, we pulled back down. We found very firm bids down here once again. Those are the ones that we were shorting into originally, and then it popped up and we took that to the long side there. Gabu says, what's up, Mr. Ribs? Hey, what's up? Good morning. So what I want to see out of the ES here is I want to see long and strong above 48 and 48.25. That's what I'd like to see here. So if ES is long and strong above 48.25, then I think we're in business. We have to give above 48.21 for now. So we do have about 12 minutes here until the market opens. Please make sure that you take those restroom breaks. Make sure you're calm, cool, and collected, ready for a wild day. I'm on the side of things that I think that we will grind higher today. There may be a chance that we'll draw liquidity lower. We'll go back below towards 900 again, and we'll look for liquidity to the downside. But I think overall the trend is going to be to the north side today. That's what I think. Could you talk about journaling? I hear a lot of people talk about it and would like to start, just don't know what to journal. Take screenshots of your trades, write down how you felt in that trade emotionally, write down the result of the trade, what happened, and do it as soon as the trade is over if you can. It also helps to use a software like obsproject.com where you can record your screen. And then that way you can kind of go back and watch your trade in real time and just write out your emotional state, what happened, the result of the trade, how much money you made or lost, and what you can do better in the trade. Even if you won the trade, is there room for improvement? What would you do with the gift of hindsight? And any room for improvement on your emotional side. That's what you want to do when you're journaling. And you can use something like Google Docs. You can use pen and paper. The thing about Google Docs is you can take a screenshot of your charts and then you can just mark them up, and it's very, very effective. OBS project to record your trades trading session. Yeah, it's very strong. I have the benefit of streaming every single day, so I can go back and watch the knuckleheaded trades that I took after this print came out. I also recommend journaling what you saw happening in the market, the specific price action. Yeah, that's helpful as well. Jay Alexander, I think, is long from the 930 level, 932. Nice trade there, Jay Alexander. Very, very nice. What are you up right now on that one? Wow, up $1,200. Nice work. There you go. Very, very nice. I appreciate everybody in here. If you're leaving a thumbs up on the video, make sure you are subscribed as well. Let's go ahead and end the poll here. Right now, we are basically, what are we at? 50-50 here. 50% are saying up, down are saying 39%, and unchanged 9% there. Microsoft hitting all-time highs. Yeah, like I said, tech didn't look all that weak on that drawback down, so I think that's just a pull of liquidity to the downside there. Tyler says, I work with a guy named Rip Ripley. I think about day trading every time I see him. That's hilarious. Rip Ripley. What a name. Yeah, journal what you see in price. Luis says that. If you start to recognize some patterns of what time of the day session, then your tape reading, demo trading, journaling your feelings on the demo trade. Yeah, that's all very, very helpful. All really, really great advice. After taking the 815 high, now it opened to 930.10. Take the low of the day to emotional financial damage and trader to make scared to get back and run higher. Yeah, like I said, I think we could sweep much lower here off the open, sweep down to those 900s and probably just grind all day after that. What's your thought process on it being bullish? I'm a newbie, so just saw the CPI was slightly worse. Just curious. Well, I figured that if they wanted to take it lower, we'd have to gather a lot more liquidity than we did to the top side here. And I think that the draw of liquidity that we had in the Globex session was very, very weak to the top side. And I just think that, even though we didn't get a push higher and draw more liquidity, I think that the supply has been so limited to the top side. There's just going to be a frenzy to sort of provide liquidity to the top side. And with it being so thin, it'll be a cascading squeeze that we see to the top side. That's what I think. That's what I personally think will happen. If you think they're going to take it to the 900s, why would you hold long? Well, it depends. I mean, I have a stop in place, right? So if we get stopped out, we get stopped out. So I have a stop in place. If we end up getting hit on that, we can reposition after that. But if they don't seek that liquidity, if we gathered enough liquidity right now, right? If we gathered enough liquidity in this area for that pullback down, then there's a good chance we have enough liquidity to fuel us to the top side here and start breaking up above these pre-market highs and Globex highs. Short 985 is a previous high of day failure. This unmoved may be finished until earnings season. Yeah, earnings season is coming up. We do have some banks that are reporting tomorrow. I think tomorrow, if not today. But then next week, we have a lot of big banks that are reporting as well. We have Apple on deck that's reporting as well. I mean, it's earnings seasons again. So we're definitely going to see a lot of volatility still coming in here. 4 big banks tomorrow. Thank you, Big G. Yeah, we have bank earnings tomorrow. Day after CPI, imagine that. JPI, Citi, Wells, and Bank of America. Thank you for that, Big G. Just cashed out that long, up another $400. Nice work there, Josh. Way to go. Yeah, I just want to try to be very, very patient in this. Again, we have a stop in place. If it swipes us out, hey, so be it. That's what's going to happen. But if we did gather enough liquidity there to the downside, there's a good chance that we can start to break above. Again, 75 is that level. We start to break above 75, things can get very wild, very kooky. We break above 75, we jettison right up towards 17,000 evens, and then we have a level up at 13 and a quarter, which I think we'll see entertained. If we're looking at the Mag 7 right now, everything to me, if today wasn't CPI day and you just said, hey, Rips, look at the charts, I'd say we're pretty bullish here. My stop is at 45 and a half. So willing to take a little bit of heat here. So watching again, this is an area of contention that we had earlier in the trade from prior to putting this trade on when we got chopped apart here. There was folks that were front running 70, 71, 72. So we have to see if we have enough liquidity to break up to the top side. We have an injection of liquidity coming in hot here in about 90 seconds. Clubhouse quarterly, it's every 3 months. Yeah, every quarter. That's right. 4 quarters in a year. What's your VWAP? I have 975.65. Mine is at 977 and 3/4. That's the VWAP I have. Yep, no problem. So watching here, rate at 65. If we can hold 65s. Is there that many setups for order blocks? I just have a lot of webinars about how you can use them in multiple different ways. You see this filling that overnight gap? Let's see here. Why is this not loading for me? Where are we trading right now? What are we at? 969. I mean, it can. I mean, we kind of entertained it a little bit, right? We got close. We could. Again, that would be that sweep below 900s gathering that liquidity. We could. But again, my thesis today is that we grind higher all day long and we don't stop. We're going to have slow parts where we do stop, but I think overall, we're just going to keep on grinding higher. Well, it said made too much in a day on one combine. So now even though I hit my 3K target, I have to make an additional 1,400. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a good problem to have, though. It means you're trading really, really well. All right, so we're through 75, but we have some players that are stepping up to the plate here at 75. You can see that this is kind of the initial push that I wanted, but we're running into the view app. We do have some players, but this is very thin liquidity from 75 all the way up to 17,000. So let's see if we can just drive right through 25 handles higher here. If there's people that show up that were kind of hiding their orders here, iceberg orders, we would probably reject, but then probably retest it. Why do I think we grind higher with CPI? Just because of the way the market's been trending here. The bulls have been very much in control lately. And we've had a lot of these times where we've had sell-offs. For instance, yesterday when we're looking at John Williams, when he was speaking, we had a sell-off, but it was negated completely. And we had, every single time was dipping lower, we had tremendous bid support showing up. And obviously, I don't think that those players are looking to cash out just yet. So let's see if we're testing the 75 area, if we can actually get through this here. So through 77 here, this is kind of wrestling with the VWAP. We're trying to get over 48.25 here in the S&Ps too. So this is kind of coinciding perfectly. Hey Rips, how do you get our confidence back after a loss? Took the wrong trade on the print, so having loss of confidence. If you're feeling really down on yourself or you're lacking that confidence, just take a break. I'm kind of impervious to the results, as you guys can see. I don't really care either way. If I make money, I lose money. I'm trading the trades that I see in front of me, and I'm okay with the results no matter what. That's what I said before I even put on one single trade. I'm completely impervious to the result. John Williams, Jaws, Star Wars composer. Different John Williams, the Fed vice president. Yeah. Ding, 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 28 incoming. Hey, there you go. We're doing the Australian flush right now, the upside down flush. I blew my 50K top step combine earlier, but at this point, I'm long 150K combine, 50K XFA, and 150K XFA, all in the profit with a stop loss at plus 200 in each of my XFAs. Would love for this to not do another downside liquidity sweep and just grind all day. You and me both. That'd be so nice. Market rarely gives us what we want, though. You have to remember that. Market rarely gives us what we want. And you just have to be accepting of whatever the market's going to give you. So we're coming back down towards 75 now. Markets are going to be opening here in about 2 minutes, folks. 2 minutes. So prepare yourselves. If I'm looking across the board right now, everything's looking mighty bullish. So let's see if this thing will grind higher here. Looking mighty, mighty bullish to me. So let's see if we get this break above into 17,000. Above 17,000 would be super strong as well. Did I catch the CPI move? We did originally, but then I got on the wrong side of it. Got chopped up a little bit, gave back some gains, and then caught this extension to the top side and took some lots off, and then we're back in again. Drop and bounce, or do you expect to just go up? Well, I have the trade on here. I have a stop in place. What I'd like to see, which often will be wrong, but what I'd like to see is I'd like to see the market just continue to grind. There's a good chance that we could sweep back below into those 900s again and draw some liquidity down there and get the move higher. So we'll have to see. A lot of stuff is going to be happening right here off the open. A lot of orders are going to be hitting the tape. So we're just, we're hoping that this holds up for us without getting a draw of liquidity to the downside. You have somebody from the ECB who's speaking right now. All right, inside 1 minute, folks. 1 minute. Make sure you have hit those bathroom breaks. Make sure you're ready to trade. Make sure you're calm, cool, and collected here. Good luck, everybody. We're looking for this grind higher. Could get a draw of liquidity back to the downside here. And we're open for anything. 30 seconds now. 30 seconds. Tesla, if Tesla bases out here too, that would be very, very confident for this draw to the top side, because Tesla is really the only laggard out of the Mag 7 right now. Everything has confidently recovered, but we do need to see, for instance, Apple over 187.5 would do us a big favor right now. All right, watching here the 80s. We have 5 seconds here, folks. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Buckle up. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Okay, we are spiking up a little bit. Can we hold above 17,000, or will they front run this with sells here? We are perking up through 17,000. Can we hold this push? Watching right here, 17,000, 2 3/4. So 2 3/4, I want to see us wrestling above that level here. Currently pushing up. ES is above 48.25, 48.25 rather. So watching this push up. Drew back below 17,000, looking good. Adding a second lot here. Nice and strong. Want to see this above 8 3/4 now. Going a third lot here for this push through the 10s. It is wrestling at the 5s here. Watching for this confident blow through the 10s now. I'm keeping an eye on sell side pressure here. Starting to perk up a little bit, which I don't necessarily like to see. A little front running going on at the 10s here. We gave up 17,000, showing some weakness. We need to reclaim 17,000 pretty quickly here for me to be confident in this. Okay, there's the reclaim. Looking for now the 10s to get taken out. 10s are taken out. Can we get above those 10s? Holding above the 10s. Looking for 15s now to get swiped. Okay, nice. There's the 15s. Oh, somebody front running those 15s. Aggressively front running those 15s. Big drawback in the ES as well. Meta pullback. I don't like to see that, but the rest of the Mag 7 pretty strong outside of Tesla and Meta here. We need to reclaim 10s. Yeah, there's so much aggressive sell side pressure coming in through here that I generally don't like to see. That 13 1/4 Clubhouse level 2 really holding strong. And we're drawing back down here. And stopped out. Oh, that's a shame. We were looking for those 10s to hold to the top side there. But we had a little drawback down to the 80s. So that's unfortunate. We came right up to our Clubhouse level there, 13 1/4. And if we blasted through that, the next level that we have is 37 3/4 there. So watching if we base out here at the 80s or not. Looks like the 80s are basing out again. We might have just been a little bit too early here. I'm taking another lot long here. Watching for this blow up through 17,000 again. Sellers are unable to take control of this, but they're getting very aggressive up towards these whole numbers, like 17,000, very, very aggressive. Adding in a second lot here, watching for these 5s to get swiped. Adding into that again. 4 lots long here. We might have some chop here early on. So I want to be cognizant of that. A 3-minute chart here. Can we break and hold above the 5s? That's what we're watching for. Aaron says they're still long and going for an all-time high. Good luck to you, Aaron. Okay, holding above the 5s. Can we hold these 10s now? Watching. So many aggressive sellers are showing up still. Tesla and Meta are the only ones off a cliff. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Apple, all super strong here. So that's giving me the confidence to hold. It's a lot about timing in this trade too. Watch for the 10s to get taken out here. Nice push up there. So we're a little bit early on that first trade. Second trade looking very, very nice here. Probably going to get a straight shot right up to 37. There we go. Yeah, there's that pull. Was just very, very early on the trade here. Anybody else catching that out here? If you are, drop a W in chat. Very, very nice. Love to see that. Peeling off 2. Peeling off some more there. So currently, what are we sitting at now? Currently up right now, 27 realized, 2,700 realized there. I'm going to move my stop just above break even now. Nice W's here in the chat, folks. Very, very nice. I was down earlier, now up 550 in my 150K combine. Way to go. There you go. There's a 37 takeout. And I do think we grind much higher here. 1620 on the day. Almost sold for a loss. Patience is key. Thank you, Rips. Hey, way to go. Nice work, Rips. I recall you saying just buy one contract and hold it long all day. Yeah. Unfortunately, I ran my stop a little bit too tight there on that other one. So unfortunately, that's how that one worked out. But the second trade worked out great for us. Coming down here, I'm going to just close this. Did I get closed? There we go. All right, closed out. All right, so that's going to put me at, where are we at here? 3,200 on the day. So, hey, there we go. A couple wrong, couple right. The wrongs were less than the rights, so that's a good thing, I suppose. We got about 700 of you folks in here. If you could do me a favor, please slap that lucky like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I will be on Top Step TV later today at 1 hour before the power hour, and then trading power hour as well. And then I'll be back tomorrow on Top Step for the Open. We'll stream here for 1 hour first. So yeah, everything's looking long and strong here. Very, very long and strong. W, one of my best trading days with one contract and one time with 2 contracts. Wow, nice work there, Rui. Beautiful. Nicely done. So we didn't even break above that liquidity that we had resting at 48. So the question becomes whether or not, we're going to tag that liquidity. That was a great call out. Markets want to go to the moon. Yeah, I was very heavily bullish on this and it worked out, but just on that very first trade, that very first extension, that's the one that didn't work perfectly for us. Wow, give it up here for Jay Alexander in the chat. Looks like almost a $10,000 day here for Jay Alexander. Way to go. Yeah, tapped into that bearish order block. Yeah, it sure did. So that's kind of what we're watching for here. I want to see if we actually have perpetual weakness coming down now. But I mean, Mag 7 looks so strong. S&Ps look so strong here. I kind of want to try one more one lot trade here and see. Down 1,400 at one point, keeping calm and now cleaned up. Wow, look at that. Total P&L, $25 and 160. That's nice. Very, very nice there, hydroxide. And we are kind of basing here at these 10s. That's what I'm seeing at least. go into the 1 minute chart here. We've, we're bouncing around right at that the 786 retracement as well. And that's another thing I want to be watching here. Seeing if these 10s are going to hold up. I want to be sitting on my hands for just a moment here and let the markets react. Meta's off a cliff and Apple's now reversing, but the rest of the Mag 7 are still holding up here. Nice work there, Jay Alexander. Way to go. Give it up for Jay Alexander here in the Discord. Rajesh up 3K, done for the day. That's the way to do it there. Well done. Just passed eval in 1 day with Apex. Got railed yesterday and lost 8 PAs because of an order I forgot to cancel. Saw liquidation notification 5 hours later. Sorry to hear that. That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, now done. Great day. Thanks to this community and rips all up in all accounts except 150K where I hit my max daily loss. So I hope I can reclaim some of it tomorrow. Besides that, blessed. Hey, way to go. That's Josh here in the Discord. Way to go. Very, very nice. Beautiful trading from everybody in here. Do you have a lingo PDF in the Discord? What type of lingo here? Skitter? By golly. North side. We have a lot of ripsisms, I guess. Thanks, brother. Crazy day. You up? Yep. $3,200. Bad dogger. Flushacito. Yeah. We have a lot of them. Was down 1,500 at one point. Brought it back to the green. 10 lots. There you go, Austin. Way to go. Reset my 300K on Apex in the morning and reset it to here. Nice work. There you go. Wow, look at that. $4,300. Very nice. Just passed a second 50K combine this week. Way to go. Yeah, if you're interested in trading without risking your own money, highly recommend that you trade on Topstep. Wait, what is going on with my chart here? Why is this? Hold on a second. What is going on with my connection? Might have to reset my connection here. Hopefully Rhythmic didn't just go down. No problem with passing accounts. Once they are funded, I trade badly. Well, you just got to pump the brakes. You got to pump the brakes a little bit. That's all. Okay, Rhythmic is back up. Okay, we're back up. Rhythmic was down for a hot second there. Up 1,800, waiting for the next move. Way to go there, Patrick. Was up 475 on the print, but then overtraded, got caught in the wash around, lost my PA account on Apex. No phase on it again with a new account. Apex is too crazy. Yeah, Apex, I don't like that trailing drawdown rule because you can't be in the profit and then go back down to break even and without it stopping you out. So we're coming back down to 994 here. This is the lower end of this volume shelf here off the open. See if we have anything worth putting on a trade here for. We'll have to see here. Only thing that would make this day better is another free reset or a stay. Yeah, this is coming lower now. So we did look like we drew a little bit of liquidity, but I still think that this thing is looking for more liquidity to grind higher. Apple's off a cliff. Okay, hold on. Apple's off a cliff. Amazon is still holding up. Microsoft's still holding up. Google has come back down a little bit here. So I want to be patient here. I want to be as patient as possible. Admiral says, we're going down big time. Well, if we base out enough bids here towards this 50% retracement, that 974, if we hit that base enough, there's a good chance that we could actually continue to grind higher. At least the way that I'm looking at it here. BTC launching. I wonder how if MSTR is going with it. MicroStrategy. Why is that not loading? MSTR. There we go. Yeah, look at that gap in MSTR. Wow. That's insane. Holy smokes. And what, coin as well? Not as much. Coin rallied in the after hours yesterday. Interesting to look though. All right, so we're coming back down. We're right below that 618 retracement here. Hesitated on taking this short of the order block, already up 1100 right now. Didn't want to give back to the mark. What would have been a nice trade though? Yeah, hey, put that in the journal there. That's all you got to do. Just put that in the journal. You'll be ready for next time. No big deal, right? It's okay to miss a trade as long as you're journaling it and respecting what the process was, right? Moved up my stop on my ES long, 48.24 from 48.38, 48.33 target, 47.91 still intact. Yeah, ES is kind of drooping a little bit here, but again, I see that it's getting sticky to the downside here. It's getting a little sticky. All right, there's a break. As I'm saying it, there's a break lower. Now this short is looking super nice. Anybody catch that short to the on the NQ there? Turbo Life says, put that in your pipe. Anybody catch that NQ to the short side there? Big G, one short, very nice. Luna looking up on his BTC there. Very nice there, Luna. Congratulations. So if we break below this area, there's a good chance we'll sweep liquidity back below towards that 900 level. Apple's off a cliff. Microsoft's starting to fade a little bit here. Amazon, Nvidia also rolling just a touch. Yeah, the bearish breaker, right. So rolling over just a touch here. Still haven't taken any trades since that initial long there. Well, 2 trades long off the open. One loser for about, what is it, $600 loser on that one, and then one winner for about, I guess, 2,000 or 3,000 there. So we did gather some liquidity, but we still are coming lower here. Apple is kind of towards where it was perking up 2 days ago, kind of testing that area of resistance that we had. So we'll have to see if that will be an area of support for Apple, which again is important because Apple is the number one weight of the S&P, also the number one weight of the NAS 100. So you want to keep that in mind as we're trading this. Keep an eye on Microsoft, keep an eye on Apple. BTC to the moon. Yeah, BTC with the, 11 spot ETFs that opened up. Microsoft, huge wick. Yeah, I'm looking at the 15-minute bar there. That's a big old wick there above 390. Run for the low of the day. Divergence can be seen for lows between NAS and S&P. Probably NAS will fail to take low of day. Well, I think that we could probably auction back below 900. I think there's a chance that we can get back down there. Tesla's weak, Meta's weak, Nvidia's starting to roll, Microsoft's starting to roll. So we're starting to see those rolls, but there's still few of them enough that are still above the VWAP right now, still auctioning above the VWAP. ES is still above 48.15 for the time being, if only temporarily. Coming back down lower. We're giving up those 70s. Remember that 70, 75 area was a big point of contention that we want to be watching for, of course. I actually want to look to take this short if we can actually break below these 60s pretty strong here. I'm going to try a short here. So looking for these 55s to get taken out as well. So this is the 382 retracement here. We're bouncing off that 955 level. We take out 55s, we have room all the way down to 45, so 10 handles lower. Right now, 55s are basing. Watching here. If we stay weak below the 60s, I'm very confident in this. Looking for 50 swipe. There's that 50 swipe. Very, very nice there. Coming lower. Very, very nice. Taking off 3. Stop at break even now. Stopped out. So that's going to put us up now. Where's our P&L here? $4,000. Very nice. When your hands get cold, just sit on. Oh shoot, you know, I gotta be showing on Ninja Trader. I'm not, I have, there we go. There's the trade right there. Short, covered, stopped out. All right, looking to see potentially taking another short here. 50s are still weak, trying that short again. I want to see us auction right below 45 now. They're solidifying this a little bit. Yeah, 50s are solidifying just a touch here. Seeing if we can sweep below this 45 player now. Big area of contention below 45. Watching here. Watching for 40 to take out. There's that 40 takeout. Very, very nice. Big bounce below those 40s. You can see there's people that are front running. This is again why I can think that there's a potential that we might have a grind after we find some liquidity here on the lows. Nice push down here. Very, very nice. Covering 3 off that one. Relieving 2 as a runner. We're going to stop just below break even now. Gorgeous. So 30s are getting taken out here. We have a level right here at 31 1/4. It's a 236 retracement. We're flushing right through it. Beautiful. So watching this perk back up. If we have persistent weakness here, there's a good chance that we could just fade right to 910 as well. I'm going to be watching for that. 35s are getting taken out here. Pumping right back up. See if we get our stop tagged here. Stopped out. So that's going to pump us up a little bit more here. Put us up on the day. $4,600. So we are working here. Just trying to keep a cool head. We are working. Seeing if we get a weak bounce on this at all for a reshort. Wow, nice work there, Luna. Let's go. Nice job. So yeah, we bounced at the 236 retracement now. If we're looking over at TradingView, we bounce right at that level, that 236 level. We reclaim 45s, but if 45s are weak, we'll try that short again. I'm looking across the board here as well. ES is showing some weakness here. I got to take that short. Showing some nice weakness. I want to see us break below these 30s now. Adding into that, 35s are weak. Player is stepping at 35 there. Hold on one second. Hold the phone. Can we break through this 35 player? Watching closely. Yeah, 35s aren't giving yet. Might have a little give back here. Yeah, making a little bit of a lower high there. Watching here. Can we get weakness at these 40s now? Watching closely. ES is not bouncing strong here, so I like the weakness in ES. See if it carries over into the NQ here. Watching for this 45 flush. There's that flush. Watching now for 35s to get taken out. Some strong sell side coming in here. But we need to get through this player at 35. We're staring down this player at 35 right now. Watching. Still some big strength at 35. I got to cover 3 because there's still some big strength there at 35 for now. Covering another 3. Still too much strength. I don't want to hold 9 lots into that. I want to see confident pull through that 35 here. Watching here if we can break below these 30s now. Just running a 3 lot. Yeah, they're solidifying a lot of bids here. It's right here at this 31 1/4 retracement. We're talking about this level right here. There's a lot of bids that are showing up at that level. So that's what I just have to be cognizant of. I'm going to cover right there. I'm going to do an early cover on that one. So that's going to drop us back a little bit there. We're up $4,600. Now we're only up to $3,700 there. So a little bit of give back on that one. Again, a weak bounce into the 50s there, not touching into that 55. I can run a very tight stop on this trade here, going 3 lots short, running a stop at 54 in case we blast back up through 50. Watching if we get 45 weakness here. So 45.5 is that level that we have. It's a clubhouse level. That's why I'm running my stop so tight here. If we show weakness through 45, I'm going to add to this. Yeah, there's bidders stepping up front running that 45 right now. Big bidders stepping up. We might get stopped out right here. Can we break through this 45 player? A lot of liquidity being drawn at 45 right now. We're running our stop super tight just because if we get that break of 45, it's going to be a very strong break. But if it starts to perk up, it's going to run right to 70. So running our stop super, super tight in this trade. Yeah, bids are solidifying again. Stopped out there. It's a little more give back there. Down to $3,200. So we'll take a little breather here as we are kind of chopping between these ranges. I'm interested if 45 starts to give out here. But for the time being, 45 is holding. Looking at ES right now, if we can reclaim a 48.15 as well. Very, very choppy in this range currently. You can see that they're really just chopping around in this 45 to 55 range, 10 handle range right now. A lot of liquidity being drawn out of this area for now. There. I looked away for 1 second and we got that flush through 45. Man, I looked away for one second. 3 short here. I looked away for 1 dang second. Oh, isn't that the way that it goes sometimes? You look away I looked at the chat for just 1 second there. Looking for 30 takeout here. Again, 31.25 is that big level. That gets taken out. It's going to be very, very weak. Just running a 3 lot here. Watching here at 35. If they come back up to 50 and it's weak, I can add into that for a 50 pull. So watching for that. Seeing how they interact with these 40s here as well. Taking 3 more lots there short. Looking for this break of 35 to the downside. Still a lot of bidders stepping up here. But if this does give, this does flush. This gives us opportunity either way, right? Because if it doesn't give and it holds here, we're going to get a push right up through 70. If it does give the 30s, we're going to get a flush down 20 points lower. And that's going to be a nice trade. So watching here if 35 gives out. Yeah, they're still wanting to hold out. I'm actually going to cover 2, only run 4 lots here. Covering 2 more. I don't like the look so far. And we're just chopping in this 10 handle range right now. It's actually expanding from a 10 handle range to a 20 handle range here. The more that we collect liquidity down here, the more likely it is that we do get right back up higher. So we can flip to that very, very quickly in this. Watching here at 950 now. I'm flipping that, going long here. Watching for this push above 55 now. If we get above 55, we get a straight shot to 70. Watching here right at 55. A lot of contention in this area. A lot of contention. See if we get this pull and strong pull up through 55 here. I will add if we get a perk above 55. Just keeping this in a very tight range for now. Still holding that 47 level. Let's see if we can get this perk up through 55 now. There's a lot of folks that are really capping on a lot of liquidity. It's making it difficult for my style of trading, for the breakout style, because we're just not getting that push of liquidity that we need. So right now we just need to see an expansion up through 55.25. If we do see that, be long and strong adding into this for a perk up through the 70s. They do want to push this through 55. There's a sweep up through that, adding 3 more, going 6 lots long here, looking for this to hold above 60 now. Draw of liquidity again. We're not getting follow through. A little bit unfortunate. Still very, very choppy here. Really just chopping in this range for now. All right, I'm just going to cover that there. So take a little loss on that one. That's going to put us at, wow, that pulls us down to 693 on the day. I was very confident on that pull up through 60 that we were going to get it all the way up to 75. But unfortunately, we're just in a very tight range right now. And you can see that right over here. Just very much in this choppy, tight range right now. I thought we would have got that breakout from 60 all the way up to 75. So taking a little breather here. Coming back down, right back to that 35 level. If we base bids on that level, it's a good chance that we could pop right back up. And this is the range that we're chopping in right now. This is the very tight range that we're chopping in right here. Extremely, extremely tight range. So there's that 30 flush. But again, just sweeping that liquidity, drawing that liquidity, and coming right back up. So we're bouncing right here at 31 again. Sitting on my hands for the time being. We are kind of in a little bit of an ascending wedge right here. Again, we draw that liquidity low. We're sweeping up a little bit higher here. ES is looking weak. Mag 7 looking much weaker than it was about 5 minutes ago here. I think after a liquidity grab and break to the long side, it would dip short. Yeah, that's what we saw when we were pushing for those 60s there. So looking here right at this 30. Watching for a 30, sort of a breakdown trade down to the 10s. That's what I'm going to be watching for here if we actually break that 31 level with confidence. Okay, taking that short. We get a draw of liquidity back up to the top side. I will get stopped out. I'm going to have a stop very aggressively in this one right at 40. See if we can break this player at 31. There it is. There's that sweep low. Can we break through the 20s now? Watching this push back up. Adding into that for this break below the 20s now. Adding some more. Very nice sweep down. I want this all the way at the 10s. Looking for this to pull down all the way to the 10s here. Still weak. Trying to cover 5 here on the bid. 5 out. Looking for this 10 pull now. Watching here at the 20s, if we're weak at the 20s, we'll pull right through the 10s here. Watching here. I want to see weakness below the 10s now. Somebody's front running these 10s, obviously. A nice little flush below here. Adding back again for the break of 900. Covering 5. 5 left. Very, very nice. Front running the 900s there. Taking off 3. Trying to take off 3. Okay, took off 3, got 2 left as a runner. Nice flush. Taking off 1. Anybody else catch that move to the downside there? So that break of 31 was everything. And getting that confidence once we breached 910 there. Nice, Nigel, big W, very, very nice. There we go, beautiful short now. Yeah, just gorgeous. That's stunning. Look at that, beautiful. Trailing my stop down here. Oh, wow. Just gorgeous. If you caught that, drop a W in chat. Let's see how many folks caught that short. That was a beautiful break of 31.25 there. Yeah, flushacito indeed. Nice work, everybody. I'm just trying to stay as calm as possible here. I'm not trying to get any kind of emotions coming in to sway my state on these trades. I'm really trying to manage my emotions on these trades. I'm going to move my stop now to 78 flat. Yeah, this is gorgeous now. Stunning. So we do have room all the way down here to 53. I mean, I could get greedy and wait for 53, or I could just take this off here. Waiting for these 50s. I mean, look at this 50 pull. Wow. Beautiful. All right, we're in a big area of liquidity now. I'm going to trail my stop even tighter now. Going to these 60s. See if I can get a second account going here. See if I can get this one going as well. I like where my stop's at there. Yeah, this is a tremendous sell side right now. Open P&L? Yeah, sorry. There you go. I'd have to, well, I'm going to try to get another account going. So you can see it right over there. 11,075. So here's this 53. If we reject 53 here, and I'm stopped out there. Okay, so what does that put us at now? Hey, there we go. $6,100. Boom. Anybody else catch that? Anybody else catch that? My goodness. Whew. Holy smokes. Wow. From being only up 600 to up 6,100. There we go. Wow. Okay, so 53. I want to stay in the game here. I really want to stay in the game here. We have that 53 level, so this is what we're tracking. Whew, trying to manage my emotions through all of this here. All right, here at the 50s. Nice skitter. All right, watching here if we can reject 53s again, because I want to see this actually down at 22 here. That makes the most sense to me. Okay, 3 short. Wait, oh no, ATM strategy got to attach this. Hold on. Oh boy. Positions. There we go. Okay, ATM is locked in. Oh, I'm in a different account, so I got to switch this back over here. There we go. Okay, if we break 40s, this is going to be super strong to the south side here. Adding into that nice break of 40s. Can we get that 40 hold? Watching here. If 40s give out here, this is going to be super weak. Watching for this 40 give. Little pump up here. Not ideal. Watching here, 40s are giving a little bit. I want to see this 35 take out now. We might auction a little bit higher, so I have to be really on guard, protecting this position here. 40s are giving out. 35s now, swiping 35s. Watching here. Man, I wanted to cover that there. Okay, looking for 30s to get taken out here. Covering a little bit more. Still running 5. Gonna leave a stop on in case we bounce. Okay, there's that 30 give. Again, we have room to 22 here. Beautiful, beautiful pull. Gorgeous. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, come on. You're kidding me. You didn't cover me there? Oh, no. Come on. Hold on. Let's see if we get this cover here. There we go. Covered. Beautiful. Still 2 as a runner here. Gorgeous. Okay, there's some, okay, somebody's coming in on the buy side here. We got to be careful. We have to be careful. Watching this here. We have to be very, very careful. Our stop is in the profit, so even if we get taken out here, there we go, stopped out. So that's going to put us up now on the day, $7,500. There we go. How we all doing out there, folks? We having a good time? All right, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hopefully everybody's having a good time out there. I'm trying to stay locked in right now. I'm really trying to stay locked in here. I don't want to miss any of this alpha. Really want to stay locked in here. And you know, when we get those targets, you can't be greedy. You know, our target was 22, but I see 25s. Those players are stepping in. You can't be greedy. You have to take off some contracts. You can't be greedy in trades like that. You have to stay in the pocket. Let's go back to our chart over here. Okay, there's our push up. We're watching here now in these 50s. They're starting to feather this. So here's the thing. This is where I'm not seeing it yet, but if we get enough of the bid side liquidity being interacted with here, there's a good chance that we can run right back up to 16,900. There's a very good chance of that. I'm just not seeing it yet. I'm not seeing bid side liquidity. And what I mean by that is counterparties to people shorting into this, right? I'm not seeing that on my end. You see, we're coming right back down. They're not thick on the bids here, and that's what I'm observing. Wow, it's already 10:15. The time just flew by here. I think I'm going to continue trading in Discord here. But I had a great time with you folks here on YouTube. I generally like to stream for about 2 hours here on YouTube. I'm going to go jump into the Discord and continue trading with the folks in there. Really appreciate your time, everybody. Really thank you for showing up for the CPI stream. Really had a great time streaming and trading with everybody here. And I hope that everybody has a great rest of their day. Catch me on Top Step TV. I'll be on later on this afternoon, an hour before Power Hour, and then Power Hour as well. All right, folks, on your way out, please drop a like on the video. And if you're watching this at a later time, leave a comment below because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate anybody who comes back and comments on these videos. It helps out a lot. I really do appreciate it. All righty, folks, lock it up here with $7,500. If you're in the Discord, don't go anywhere. I'll catch you folks in a moment. And of course, I'll see you guys here on YouTube, you guys and gals here on YouTube bright and early tomorrow. Take care, everybody.